Pine play. Bumping new shit by NWA. It was gangsta.
Hey, also Nitro RC nerds, and this is our weekly projects Hyper 7 style. For those that have been with our channel for some time, you will know that periodically what I'll do is Nitro RC nerds weekly projects where I'll try to incorporate all of the vehicles into a single video. The challenge there though is first, I'm long-winded. Second, I get a lot of requests usually after, like, hey, can you do more on the Low C at 2.0, or can you do more on the Hyper 7, or more in the Savage, or something to that effect. And I'd love to, you know, but what'll happen, the video will end up being like a 30-40 minute video, and I know no one's gonna sit through that. So I thought, let's just go ahead and delineate them into their own distinct video. This way, if you have no interest in the Hyper 7, you can simply close the video out, or probably shouldn't have even opened it because it says Hyper 7 in the title, and you go to another video with the vehicle that interests you more. If you're unaware, this is my ultimate rebuild. This is a Hyper 7. Originally was a TQ Sport, but I've got a lot of option parts for it and have kind of built it into its own little unique Hyper 7. My goal, very simple. I want to have the baddest Hyper 7 of all time. It's a lofty goal because the Hyper 7, in my opinion, I mean, that is a big time Nitro RC bug. I mean, it is wildly popular around the world. I tell people all the time, it's easily the #1 vehicle that I recommend, a Nitro vehicle for people that are new to Nitro RC, especially if they want to get a buggy. I mean, this is what you need to understand about it. It can do whatever you want it to do. You have to put work into it, but you're gonna have to put work into most any vehicle. So basically, you can get this thing, you can get it bashing like a donkey. You can have it, you can set it up to be an extremely competitive race vehicle as well. Its bloodlines isn't racing. But the thing that I feel will probably interest newbies the most is the fact it doesn't break. Because believe me, I know when you're new to the hobby, it sounds cool, you know, I'm gonna break it and fix it and stuff, but it gets old after a while because what'll happen is the more you drive it, the more you're gonna wanna get some. The more you're going to wanna get after it, and this vehicle will let you do it. It does not break. Now the downside to it, the design is not as progressive as, you know, the upper tier race machines, Kyosho, Mugen, TLR, things such as that. And it's very, very heavy. Very heavy. But again, due to its popularity, you can without a doubt lighten it up. I mean, again, you make it what you want to make it. And here's what I've made mine.
Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. You come talking that trash, we'll pull your car. Knowing nothing in life but to be that shit. Don't quote me for it, cause I ain't said shit.
This week was focused mainly on the rear clip here. First thing I did is I rebuilt the rear differential because it lost its shimming. Well, actually, but I didn't rebuild the rear differential. I put on a new rear differential. This one was packed with grease, so I went ahead and cleaned it out and put different. I also put on some new A-arms. Let's see, I put on a thicker rear sway bar. I put on some new rear hubs, and the whole reason I actually got into the rear clip was because the wing was actually tweaked, if you can believe it. By that, it was like kind of a little bit at an angle to where you could see it, and I couldn't figure out what the hell it was. What I think now, though, is it was actually the wing stay. Right here, you can see that's tweaked a little bit. Versus, and I've got like 3 of these, so I'm okay. Versus like this one here, you can see the difference. It's hard to tell if that fixed it or not. I really won't know until I get everything all bounded up. But if not, it's no big deal. I have an entire set for it anyway, so I just replace everything. I also made a new body for it. It's possibly the nastiest, just most villainous, ugly looking body you've ever seen. And I don't mean bad in a good way. Essentially, this is a, if you can believe it, an associated RC8 0.2T truggy body that I got for our Tamiya. And unfortunately I screwed it up when I tried to fit it. So I screwed it up so badly I thought, the hell with it. And I came close to actually throwing it away, and I thought, man, you know what? I might be able to fit this on a buggy. And I actually got it to fit, if you can believe it, on the Thug right here. So that's a good bashing body for it at least, right? I mean, it's, you know, hey, what the hell, as long as it's covered. I already have quite a few bodies for it right now. And once I finish this rebuild on it, to where again my goal is to make it the most wicked Hyper 7 of all time, I'll get it yet another body. And I already have the design in mind because this is the Thug and he's going to get a Thug body. So that's one of the, I guess, the downfalls of the Hyper 7 is it's not smooth. But, I mean, I would take ruggedness over smoothness any day. However, I want both. So that's what I'm aiming for. So a lot of work to do, you know. The upper links right here. So this is kind of difficult to see, but on this Ackerman plate, what I don't like, and it's been, I mean, people with Hyper 7s are aware of this, it will sometimes hit the plate, okay? And there's things you can do. I can get shorter screws. No big deal. What's bothering me is it's not hitting it on this side. So I'm tweaked somewhere just by a hair. I mean, if I push it hard in there, I can go in, you know, it can go in there. But again, I'm just being very, very particular here. I also put on a new steering servo horn, a OFNA clamp style horn. It's not as sexy looking as that gold one I had on there, but you know, if I was going for looks, I'd probably put, you know, something like this on here that matches the color scheme. But that's not what I care about. All I care about is it clamps. And this one does. That thing won't come off.
A car pulls up, who can it be? A fresh El Camino with a kilo G. He rolled down his window and he started to say,
Tweak my goals for it. I want to get a lot of good runtime with it. The weather right now is in the 20s, and I actually just had it out for a tank, and I was like, screw that. I can't, you know, I don't mind cold weather too much, but you get in the 20s and the teens, I gotta wear gloves. I can't wear these and drive. So, but I did get enough runtime with it just now to realize there's a few things on it that I put on that I don't like. First would be, I noted earlier, I put a thick sway bar on here, and what's happening is this is a very twitchy car to begin with. It's not out of the box, but just the way I've set it up now, I mean, it's very, very active. That's a good way to describe it. And with this thick bar in the rear, I was getting so much grip here in the front that, you know, it's obviously it's oversteering. So I previously was running it without a sway bar in the rear. Now probably what I'll do is try a thin one here in the rear and put a thick one up front. We'll see. Again, it's all just kind of finding that combination. The other things I want to focus on, excuse me, is this acceleration. Try to prevent it from unloading when I accelerate. And so, you know, differentials, I've got all sorts of differentials for it. I've got some torsion diffs, and I want to try a spider diff that I have in the center diff. And I think right now I'm at like 10K or something, but I'm going to go lighter so I can keep a lot of the weight up front during acceleration. And the clutch springs on it right now, I'm running 2 1mm and 1.95mm, and I'll probably go ahead and run 2.95 and 1mm. And so at the end of the day, when I step back, I definitely feel that I'm on track for my goal, again, of having, you know, what I consider at least the absolute best Hyper 7 that's ever been around. And it's just trial and error, but the bar is definitely going in the right direction. We've got it handling extremely well right now. And, you know, again, be it on a racetrack or a construction site or the front lawn, it doesn't matter. This thing is a thug. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.